Tonight at 6, widespread damage. A deadly storm system from southern and central states now making its way through the DMV. We're monitoring damage done here at home and tracking the impact.
And we are tracking a few of those storms as they work across the DMV this evening. We'll have the latest on what you can expect over the next several hours here in just a bit.
And an officer hit by an ATV. The latest on their condition as police look for a suspect who drove off along a busy nightlife corridor. Changes to the classroom. Could Virginia students be hit from cuts at the U.S. Department of Education? The arguments for and against the issue. And tax season savings, the expert advice to avoid issues with the IRS. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. Happening right now, calls for down trees, wires across the DMV. A tree fell on this BMW after high wind gusts along 44th Street in Northwest. It is precisely this weather that meteorologist Damon Matson is tracking right now. Hey, it looks nice at the U.S. Capitol, but parts of our region are getting hit hard.
Right, yeah, Ben. You can see those dark clouds in the background, too, and that is some of those storms that are on the way here. They're slowly working east across the DMV as we head into the evening, the early overnight hours from this very powerful system that ripped across the country. We had those impacts on across the southeast and Midwest over the last 2 days, and now we're seeing all of that here in the DMV. Now, notice all of these different colored boxes coming up along some of these lines of rain and thunderstorms. Those are some of the watches and warnings that have come along with this activity, and we still have an active tornado watch across the I-81 corridor here in the DMV until 7 p.m. This does include Hagerstown, Martinsburg, down to Winchester, and dropping south and west as you head into the Shenandoah Valley, as that threat for a tornado or two spinning up is still present, at least for the next hour, out across some of our western counties. And that's exactly where we do have some activity at this moment. It's relatively quiet as you drive east over toward D.C., the I-95 corridor. We're not likely to see some activity toward the metro until later tonight, but we have had a few severe thunderstorm warnings up near the Hagerstown area, parts of Morgan County, West Virginia. At the moment, nothing is severe, but these pockets of dark red indicating that heavier rainfall, and you even have some of those lightning bolts there off in the distance as some of these thunderstorms have been producing some lightning, some very strong wind gusts at times. And we're keeping a close eye on this section of the line, now just coming out of West Virginia, tracking into parts of Shenandoah County along I-81, right there near that 66-81 interchange near Strasburg and Front Royal. You'll be feeling the impact here within the next half hour to 45 minutes. So, folks, it's still going to be active for the next few hours as these storms, the rainfall, it does continue. Now, what should we expect as we get into the nights, and when will all of this finally start to wrap up and get out of here? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
We'll see you then, Damon. Thanks. All right, new tonight, a live look at some of the damage already done here at home. There's down trees, some lines, including several cases in Montgomery County. Our Dave Laval joins us live where chainsaws are breaking apart down limbs. Dave, what's it like on scene?
Well, good evening to you, Ben. We are on River Road by Petals and Plants here in Potomac Village. Actually have some good news as the road is reopening as we speak to traffic in both directions. That happened just a few moments ago. Behind me you can see some of the reminders of exactly what happened here earlier this afternoon. We have some video of that. Let's go ahead and show that to you right now. All of this happened around 4 o'clock when a tree fell, knocked down power lines, and hit a car. We're told the driver was the only one inside it. He got banged up pretty good, but is recovering at the hospital. A crew from Pepco came out here and killed the power to the power lines, but no word yet when full power will be restored here. However, the good news is that River Road has reopened to traffic in both directions. And as we come back on camera, we can tell you Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service also reports a tree down at Beechwood Drive and Hillcrest Place in Chevy Chase. And as you heard earlier, DC Fire and EMS is responding to a slew of calls regarding fallen trees and power lines all around the district, including the 2800 block of 44th Street Northwest. For now, though, we are live in Potomac Village, Maryland. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Thanks to Dave. Stay safe out there. Turning now to Southeast DC. Police say that a man was shot and killed this morning. We're told it happened just before 3:30 on Chaplin Street near Davis Elementary. First responders were told took the man to the hospital. They tried to save his life before he died. No word on any suspect at this hour. Also new tonight, a man is recovering after being stabbed just after midnight in Southeast. Police say this happened on F Street near Fletcher Johnson Middle School. The victim was reportedly hurt in their arm. They're expected to be okay. Police have not named a suspect. And an update now, the police officer hit by the ATV last night in Northwest on U Street. The officer has since been released from the hospital. Police say this happened on 15th and U around 8 o'clock last night. The driver of that ATV drove off. Right now, officials are searching for the blue and black ATV. They believe the suspect is a man with large build. If you have any information, contact police. Staying in our nation's capital, a Tesla was vandalized this week in Northeast. Police are now looking for the suspect on the left of your screen. According to the police report we've obtained, the vehicle was vandalized on G Street, not far from Union Station. When police found the Tesla, they say it had written, quote, "Go Doge. I support the killing of the Department of Education" on the front windshield. Of course, Tesla owned by CEO Elon Musk. If you have any information about the suspect, you're asked to reach out to police. And new tonight in Maryland, bizarre case. State police say that a man was found with stab wounds on I-270 at Georgetown Road in Bethesda. This happened at broad daylight around 10 this morning when that discovery came in. Police say they initially received reports of a vehicle in the road. Once they got there, they found the man suffering from those stab wounds. No word yet what led up to that incident. Turning to the tariff war, it's escalating. President Trump is now threatening a 200% tariff on European alcohol. And that's to counter the U.S. tariff on, or the EU's tariff rather, on American whiskey, which was in response to earlier Trump tariffs. Essentially, the tax could turn a $25 bottle of champagne into $75. DC News Now's Tim Reed heard from store owners and customers in Prince George's County.
The owner of this wine and spirit store in Bowie. He did not want to comment on camera, but many of his customers are upset and concerned and are hoping the president will have a change of heart.
I do not expect him to change his mind. I think that the things that he's doing right now, or the things that he's threatening to do, are the things that he has all the intentions on doing.
Wine customer Aaron Morris heard about the plan from the White House to slap a 200% tariff on European wine and spirits. Morris says that is not a good idea and will hurt consumers and business owners.
I mean, I think it's a travesty, man. I think that the fact that, you have people like Sam that's been in this community for a long time and has provided us with the spirits that if you take them.
To put the plan into perspective, for example, untariffed $15 bottles of some imported wine could possibly increase the price to $45.
I can see where he wants to help the American economy, but where it's hurting some certain individuals, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I think it's a bad thing. I mean, $15 wine, it jumped to $45 on wine. That's, people ain't gonna be able to afford that in the economy because everything is going the other way.
The Trump administration says long-term, the taxes on imported goods will boost the U.S. economy, but EU officials say this is a lose-lose. In Bowie, Maryland, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
Well, thanks to Tim. All right, budget cuts to the U.S. Department of Education could have Virginia students paying the price, as President Trump is making good on his promise to dismantle the department. Data shows the Commonwealth gets around $2.6 billion a year in federal funding for schools, which is 11% of its budget. Some congressional leaders say losing that money would be huge and a huge hit for students with disabilities, low-income families, and college students with Pell Grants. But lawmakers who back President Trump's efforts say closing the department will mean more money for schools because it could be given directly to states.
A lot of first-generation students, at-risk students, students in poverty. Those programs make sure first they have what they need to get to college and to succeed.
We found that about 60 to 65 cents of every dollar is wasted on administrative processing at the Department of Education.
While the president can attempt to gut the agency, it would take an act of Congress to fully get rid of the Department of Education. Meantime, the Department of Ed firing half of its staff, 50%, in what it calls a, quote, final mission, but also closing its headquarters and regional offices earlier this week for, quote, security reasons. For local districts, they worry the slashing of the agency will hurt students the most. Our Daniel Hamburg has more from the head of Fairfax County's Teachers Union.
The concern is the kids who need the most assistance won't get it. Now, when we're talking about overall school funding, the federal contribution only accounts for a small fraction of it, but for those low income and special education students, it's vital. Massive cuts at the U.S. Department of Education are being felt by educators.
My initial reaction is just being appalled.
David Walrod, the president of the Fairfax County Federation of Teachers, says one of the key functions of DOE is oversight, making sure civil rights laws are followed.
Fairfax County Public Schools during the pandemic was not providing the service that they needed to our students with disabilities, and the Federal Department of Education were the ones that stepped in and made sure that those families got what they needed.
The DOE's civil rights branch is losing nearly half its staff, although officials insisted the cuts will not affect civil rights investigations. They describe the reductions as strategic decisions.
Right now, Secretary McMahon is trying to say that no functions are going to be dropped. It's going to be business as usual. But how in the world can business as usual maintain when you cut half of the folks that are doing the work?
On a statewide level, Senator Stella Pekarsky says Virginia has invested record amounts in K-12 and higher education. $2.6 billion of federal funding represents about 11% of the budget.
The state cannot take over what the federal government has in place. This is going to have a massive impact on our ability to provide the best education to students at the end of the day.
The Department of Education's headquarters in D.C. and its offices around the country were closed today for security reasons, we're told. Those will reopen tomorrow with the staff they still have. Advocates here in Fairfax County say they will be watching closely to see what happens. In Fairfax County, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Daniel. And it is just 4 days from now when we welcome the official start of spring. We got an update on DC's cherry blossoms, though this is a file video right here. This is new from the National Park Service. We know that peak bloom is expected between March 28th and 31st. The NPS says the blossoms are in the second of 6 stages. By the time peak bloom arrives, they predict 70% of the cherry blossoms will be open. And a live look at the tidal basin where thousands, tens of thousands are gathering every single year to see those bright pink buds. Time will tell when they will be at peak bloom. We'll be watching it all.